I think we all know where this is going with the state of PlayStation. Yeah, it's going really badly. Ahoy, everybody! It is Spark Habit, and today or tonight, at least, I actually want to talk about the downfall of PlayStation. Well, not really the downfall of PlayStation, but I just want to talk about the current state of PlayStation because they just tend to do a lot of mistakes, and they actually just tend to do a lot of dumb mistakes that actually just make a lot of people mad, and they would actually have to and they would actually complain about a lot of stuff, and I'm pretty much complaining about it too, like in a way, you know. Now, before I go any further, I just want to go ahead and just talk about their focus to open world games. Like, by the way, if you don't really know what an open world game is, it's like the best I can describe it for you guys is like it's basically like a world, and you basically have to figure out what's going on, and you have to figure out like your own goal, and you have to figure out where you need to go. Just it's just things like that just upset me, or just doesn't sit well with me, you know. I mean pretty much. I mean, in a way, you can actually say that this is pretty much one of the reasons why I like simple games, like 3D levels, 3D levels, what Little Big Planet, Super Mario, Kirby, and yeah. But there are some open world games that I actually tend to like Pokemon Scarlet, Journey. What else? I think that's basically it. But other than that, open world games such as Horizon suck a lot. I don't even like Horizon. Neither Ghost of Tsushima or Yote. Yote, I'm not even sure how to say it. I don't even like it a lot. Like, actually, I don't just like Yote or Tsushima. I hate Ghost of Tsushima and Yote. It's just I don't it's just I actually have a reason to hate it, you know? It's one of PlayStation's biggest focus, and it's basically like a samurai fighting open world game. And to be honest, I don't like it. I don't know why I decide to hate it, but I mean, come to think of it, I kind of do have a reason why Ghost of Tsushima is on my hate list because it outshines Little Big Planet. Like, I don't really. But if you don't know what Little Big Planet is, I'm not gonna go over it for too long because I already previously made a video on that like years ago when I started out my channel. But it wasn't really my very first video I ever made on my YouTube channel. But all I'm gonna say is Little Big Planet is such a franchise that needs to come back and gets abused by PlayStation, like in a way. It just gets overshadowed by other open world games, and that just gets under my skin, and it upsets me, and it just makes me not want to play PlayStation, you know. Now let's start with the unreasonable shutdowns for PlayStation or online exclusive games that didn't even deserve to be shut down, or that haven't even lasted for a pretty long time or infinitely. Let's start with Concord, for example. I'm not really sure about Concord. It's just I never played it in my entire life, but all I know is that it was actually like a short lasting video game that ended up getting shut down by PlayStation or Sony, or I mean Sony, my bad. And I don't know if the game was actually good or not, but I don't really know or can't really tell because I never even played it. But it did get shut down, and I don't know if actually people complained about it or not, or anything. But I just can't really tell. I just don't really feel like doing any research, you know. But because I just don't really want to get copyrighted if I actually show it to you guys. I don't want to risk getting copyrighted. Oh yeah. Also, I recently just noticed it, and actually just got notified. Well, not really notified directly towards me because I actually watched a video of PlayStation's current state, and it's pretty embarrassing. And I also got notified. Well, not really specifically to me, but I just realized that Destruction All Stars. It's not really my first PS5 game I ever played, but it's the first PS5 game that I started playing online. But yeah. the servers on Destruction All Stars, like the online servers, it got shut down. Like too. Like at this point, I think PlayStation is like focusing on like movie games, or you can say that PlayStation is just making movies instead of like actual games. I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little detour really quick and talk about like PlayStation's like current situation with Little Big Planet. Like I don't even know why. They just decided that it's not worth it to like just keep the game up and running anymore when we waited so desperately for like the game servers to come back. Like let's go ahead and say before the actual shutdown, like for good. So a hacker was actually causing like false bans on like LBP creators and like some PlayStation accounts that are that actually hmm, that actually play Little Big Planet, but they had to take down the servers for maintenance, and then they literally decided, oh, you guys don't, oh, it's not worth it anymore. Say goodbye to Little Big Planet. Like seriously, can you at least just give us a reason why you don't think that it's worth it to keep the servers up and running? And don't even think about telling me that you guys just want to focus on the like the newest generation of gaming or the current generation of gaming. Like please, man. I don't know what else to say to that, but it was just basically very disgusting. It was like greedy at this point. I guess the Little Big Planet server shut down because of PlayStation's greed. And don't even think about telling me that I need to move on from that game and just move on from the past, because that's insensitive. I live in the past. Well, not really, but I'm trying to say like I mainly focus on the past and not on the new stuff. Like I just don't even think that there's actually going to be a bright future. You know that, even for gaming. Like I know, like people would actually just like tell them to start thinking about the future. Like, come on, bro. There's no floating cars. There's no like highest technology yet, and there's no floating houses. There is no future. So get over it, man. I don't care. Sorry about that. I was like getting a little overstimulated and getting a little carried away. But anyways, um and they just like to like just pour the salt in our wounds by delisting Little Big Planet 3 on PlayStation 4, including its DLC. And in a way, you can say that PlayStation and Sony is just trying to like erase Sackboy from existence. Like I'm sorry, we grew up with Sackboy, including me. That game is basically the heart of my existence, especially for PlayStation, like 3 and 4. Like, don't even like you cannot tell me to find a new heart. Like, there is basically no other video game just like Little Big Planet that will actually just that will actually keep me busy and just keep me happy. Like if you actually suggest Rec Room to me, believe me, I actually played it and it was pretty good, but I never actually made like a successful level that actually got a lot of likes. And on top of that, I think this year Rec Room actually got shut down. Like I don't know about this point, but at this point, gaming can actually just like stop being greedy, or they can just completely shut down, or completely stop making video games or stuff. I'm not telling them to specifically, but they just really need to stop like with their pricing, their greediness, the shutdown shenanigans and stuff, without giving us a reason that'll actually make any sense, and then it'll just like assume and expecting us to understand and just foolishly move on. Once again, I'm very sorry. I'm getting a little carried away, but yeah. I mean, I think PlayStation basically has gotten out of hand, and they just really went downhill. I'm not even kidding with you. Like, let's just like on top of that, I also want to talk about like the pricing and stuff. Like, I believe that they would actually raise their prices for like consoles or games or like controllers, for example. And also they just and also a lot I believe a lot of people like at least a months ago or years ago that would actually are actually saying that they're actually like canceling their PlayStation Plus subscription, which I do not blame them. Though I do have PlayStation Plus because I basically need a way to like how else am I gonna play Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 1 on my PlayStation 4 or like other online games, But still, I mean, I completely get it, but because PlayStation is like being too ignorant. And on top of that, they just don't even listen to their fans. They just don't. They just don't really. They just do not really give them what they want. Like for example, you could actually be going up to Sony or like the CEO or like the creator of Sony or PlayStation and just say, oh, can you give back Little Big Planet? And then they would say, no, go play Tsushima. Like in a way you can actually just imagine that. But and then you would actually say, "Are you serious? Do you not care about your fans?" No, we don't care about our fans. We only care about money and profit, I think. I don't know. But you get the deal. You get the picture. But listen, PlayStation just needs to give fans what they actually want, Like take Shotgun Farmers for example. Like when there would actually just be like some game breaking problems, like the developer Quasi TV. I'm not sure I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. I'm not calling him out or anything, but he would actually fix it instead of being like, oh, too bad, just like PlayStation. They just really, I don't know what's going on. To be very honest with you, it just starts to make me question, why do I even have a PS5 in the first place, and why do I even play PlayStation? Like, honest to God. And yeah, the state of plays, yeah, they're pretty crappy too. Like there would actually just be a lot of horrible games that we don't really care about, or that or even that we shouldn't even care about, like in the first place, because I'm more invested in Little Big Planet, and I care too much about Little Big Planet. I couldn't give a crap. I could give less than a crap again about Tsushima, like Horizon or what else, other open world games, but except for like Journey, The Last of Us, Resident Evil, Killzone. Oh yeah, by the way, why? I got a question for PlayStation. Like to be completely honest with you, why do you not? Where is the next Killzone game, PlayStation? To be honest, I don't really know if there's actually going to be a fix to all this, and I don't even know if they're actually going to like redeem themselves by making like a very good game. Like if you're actually going to make a very good game that can actually redeem PlayStation, just please do not make it an open world game, okay? That's just all I'm saying. But yeah, I don't really think that PlayStation has ways to like redeem themselves or like do any means to clear their name or anything. But except bring Little Big Planet back, because I'm still waiting for them. Because listen, Little Big Planet community is strong, and yes, I'm basically aware about like some YouTuber actually being affiliated with Little Big Planet with the Little Big Planet shutdown. But I believe that video. But I believe that topic deserves a video, like in the future at some point, probably tomorrow. But yeah, these problems about PlayStation is basically one of the reasons why I have a PlayStation 3, and it's basically one of the reasons why I have a PlayStation 4, and most importantly, is basically one of the reasons why I myself am a retro gamer. But yeah. I'm getting really tired now, so I should probably go ahead and just sign off for now. But if you like this video, thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said, if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new around here. And ring the notification bell so that you don't miss a single video I post. Yeah, and like I said, I'm trying to be as active as possible, but I just have like, busy stuff, and and I'm basically about to get a job soon, so the gaps are gonna be like much bigger this time. So yeah. Oh yeah, and tell me in the comment section below that you actually enjoyed this video. But anyways, this is Spark Habit, and I'll catch you guys later. Yo ho ho!